you very much, everybody, for inviting me to be here today for what is a very important launch of the mural that we see here. I want to first of all thank PPR for their tireless activism, their work 7 days a week, 365 days a year, fighting for the rights for those who are the most vulnerable and marginalised in our community. And lastly, I want to thank the children who have designed this. We see the numbers that are stark and should serve as an embarrassment and a stain on the reputation of this city, because to have anybody who is homeless is a shame in this city, but to have 15,000 children who are homeless is something that we should all be cognizant of. I don't think this mural can get enough attention, and I am very mindful.
The Build Homes Now group are unveiling their brand new mural that was put up that we've been painting over the last few weeks. Basically, the mural is a representation of a protest that we had on the 1st of July. All of the people that you see are people in the group, all people who've been affected by the housing crisis, by homelessness. And on the 1st of July, the group, which is made up of a lot of young people who are living in hostels and in overcrowded accommodation, they went to the council and they addressed the full council meeting, and they gave each new councillor a brief of what steps they could take to lessen the child homelessness crisis. At the moment, we're looking at 15,000 children across the north who are recognised by the housing executive as full duty applicant homeless children. Some of those kids are here today, and they're going to be delivering speeches in front of the mayor and supportive councillors, asking them to be brave and stand with us, stand with the children of the Build Homes Now campaign, and build social homes on sites such as Mackies, Hillview, Sirocco, Gasworks and Glenmona.
And I think what you'll see from the languages that we have on this mural, that homelessness doesn't discriminate, power does. And I think it's a timely reminder that this is people all across the city and from all different backgrounds that are deeply affected by this crisis.
There's 15,000 young people under the age of 18 who are recognised by the housing executive that are homeless, and it's not okay for this day and age for people to be homeless. So I live in a deprived area called New Lodge, but it has been getting a lot of work done in the past couple of years. But I still live in the old houses where I'm very overcrowded in my house. I'm really on top of everyone. So it's been hard being able to invite friends over and have sleepovers because you're always on top of people. But I have a lucky situation where my situation isn't that bad. But I have friends who are homeless or sofa surfing throughout the whole Belfast, and I have managed somehow to get a house thankfully now. But I'm mostly here to help people with their experience and to be able to give them a voice with people who don't want to stand up and say that they're struggling, or they just don't want to come up and say in case anyone wants to say anything. So I'm here to give them a voice, but also to help with others. The way we tackle the problems, we have found 2 bits of land that we think are suitable to make a new community. We found the Hillview in North Belfast and Mackies in North West Belfast. So I've been really involved within the Mackies site, and I've went up and seen the site and looked at it and seen what we could add into it. So we've said that it could be another community like the New Lodge with the arts, youth clubs and shops, but it's a beneficial community, so we'll be able to create shops and help people out who don't have jobs. So it could be beneficial, they can get the jobs and be able to afford maybe the housing or pay back whatever they want, and just being able to make that community for others who may need it. And I'm very thankful to be coming from such a strong community, so being able to bring that over here and provide people who don't have housing with a community would be really good.
Last year, the group actually passed a motion at full council meeting which declared us in a state of crisis due to the amount of children that are homeless currently, and said they would use all available powers. So we're in a crisis because we have 36,000 households currently waiting for a home in Northern Ireland. We're in a crisis because we've got 15,000 children who've been awarded full duty applicant status by the housing executive. What that means in reality is we have children growing up in homeless hostels for years on end, living in accommodation that is overcrowded, that is so damp and so mouldy that their children are becoming sick. It's a crisis because, we have families where 3, up to 6 people are living in houses with 2 rooms, which is, having a huge effect on children's mental health, on their development, on their education. And basically what we're doing today is we're just asking councillors, we're asking the housing executive, the Belfast City Council, the mayor who's coming today, show will to change this. We know the families have found land across the city where social homes can be built in areas of extremely high need. We've commissioned a economist who showed where the money could come from. All we need now is the will to change this. And these guys, I mean, they've got huge plans for the future. They're already working with architects to design like thriving, beautiful communities in areas such as the Mackies site in West Belfast. They're not going to wait around now for people to create those plans for them. So we just need all the support we can get.
We can't wait on Stormont getting a tech together to deliver that. We have to build a mass.
Belfast City Council is the main planning authority in Belfast, and I think what we've seen time and time again is a planning process which is stacked against the interests of ordinary people and is stacked in favour of big businesses and private developers. So I think there's a very clear role there in terms of prioritising social housing. I think ultimately the main political representatives in Belfast City Council are also those who, up until quite recently, were sitting in Stormont and were presiding over the housing situation there. I mean, for me, the housing executive needs to be allowed to build homes, and we would like to see funding released automatically for the housing executive to build homes.
Well, the council needs to provide help and support first and foremost, and we also we're looking at the local development plan right now to see what types of builds we can get in Belfast. You know, social housing and housing for the house refugees coming to this country needs to be the top priority for that. You know, people need to come here and they need to know they're going to be safe. They're going to have a home, a place where they can call home when they come here. So that's our first priority for us, is to make sure that we can do that for them.
As a country that have travelled around the world and set up home as far away as Australia, as America, and anywhere else in between, we know what it feels like to leave a country, to leave your home and to leave your family, and to seek that welcome from other countries. And I think it is incumbent upon us to extend that welcome to those who find themselves setting up home in Belfast, and to hear the stories where we see our refugees and asylum seekers having their homes attacked again is shameful. I stand with you today. I know that the majority of other councillors and parties in Belfast stand with you. It's something that we have spoken about on a united voice in council, and I think that the very basic right of a dignified, safe home to call your own is something that I will do all that I can to help, and I'm sure the other parties that are represented here will do the absolute same.
So we faced a lot of problems within the Mackies site. The council have wanted to put a cycling track around us, so we tried to cooperate with them and say that we could maybe do the bit of green space and like a park, so an outdoor bit, but also have the community, maybe flats and apartments, but also have the space, not just like small rooms, but having apartments that are going to be suitable for people. It's the same with Hillview. Hillview used to be a shopping centre, but somehow we managed to be able to talk with the councillors and the Lord Mayor and being able to convince them that there should be social housing built, and we're just being able to come out and say social housing is something that we need and this is being addressed. You have got the power to come and do this. We've just have the voice are going to keep coming back.
So I just want to say that, you know, the campaign, the children, the families in the campaign who all know what it's like to live on housing waiting lists, they've been out and they've identified land across the city. They've commissioned economists to see where that money has come from. So we know that there's land and we know that there's money, and all we want is the political will to do something about this and to change the lives of those people who are waiting on those lists.
And now, tomorrow's weather.